Everyone, it's Melissa with another craft activity for you. I am so excited today to show you guys how to make glitter jars. These are super cool, really pretty, and surprisingly easy crafts to do. They are a craft for kind of older kids and adults, but if you want to try it with a younger kid, you're more than welcome to. For what you're going to need for today, the first thing is a jar. I have here a 8-ounce mason jar, and the jar needs to have a fitting lid on it. You're more than welcome to use any glass or plastic jar you have on hand with a lid. Just make sure that it's clean. You can run it through the dishwasher, you can wash it by hand. You just want to make sure it's really clean for what we're going to be doing today. The next thing you're going to need is some distilled water. Again, distilled water is really important. Everything we're going to be putting in here today is going to end up being sealed into the jar, and if you use something like tap water or anything that could have minerals or contaminants in it, it's going to shorten the life of your jar. It might grow mold, it might kind of cloud up, so you want to avoid that as much as possible. So however much distilled water is going to fit in your jar is how much you're going to want to use today. The next thing you're going to want to use is clear glue. I have here a 1/4 cup of it. That's what's going to go in my 8-ounce mason jar. If you were to use a regular sized mason jar, that's a 16-ounce jar, you'd want a 1/2 cup of glue, so just adjust accordingly. And then the next thing you're going to want is, I'm going to do this very carefully, is glitter. And you can see I have some here. This is just an egg container cup that I cut out so that I can hold the glitter and pour it easily. For your glitter, you're going to want, probably for mine, I did like about a teaspoon of glitter, and I took this crazy colored glitter, and I also mixed in this very fine black glitter. You can play around with whatever glitter, whatever size, whatever color you have on hand. I just wanted to try it with a bunch of different sizes and colors, so whatever you have on hand or whatever you want to use, totally fine. And then the last thing you're going to need is a glue gun, and for that you're going to use it to end up sealing the jar. So you're only going to need it at the end, but just as a heads up, you're going to want to plug it in when you start so it's nice and hot when you're ready to use it. Okay, so now that I have all my materials, I am ready to get started.
Alright, so the first thing I did was plug in my glue gun, and the second thing I did was put down some scrap cardboard I have, and an apron, because you are working with glitter. It's inevitable, it's going to get everywhere. I'm trying to make cleanup as easy as possible for myself. So once I've done all that, I'm ready to actually put stuff in my jar. The first thing you're going to want to do is take some of your distilled water, and I'd say probably about a little less than halfway fill the jar with water. So it'll be about a 1/4 cup, 1/2 cup, somewhere in between there. And the reason for that is the next thing that's going to go in is your glue, and you don't want the glue to just stick to the bottom of the jar. So I'm going to take my 1/4 cup of glue for my 8-ounce jar, and I'm using Elmer's clear glue. It's very easy to find, and it does a great job. You can use like colored glue or glitter glue if you want as well, to add a little bit more color or a little bit more glitter. It's up to you. I'm just going to stick with clear glue today. You can also add in like food coloring or anything like that if you want to add color to the water. Again, I'm just going to use clear today. And just make sure it doesn't have to be perfect, like you don't have to scrape down the glue container too much. So there's that, and then the next thing you're going to want to do is take your glitter and pour it in. So I'm just going to carefully take this, and you can see I've got 2 different colors of glitter in there, the multicolor and the black glitter, and they're 2 different sizes as well, so I think that's going to make it look pretty cool. Then you're going to take the rest of your distilled water and use it to fill the jar the rest of the way. You want to leave like a little bit of space at the top so that when you shake it, it's got room to move. Before I take my glue gun to seal the jar in, I just want to quickly run my finger around. I can feel that it's totally dry, there's no glue sitting on the edges, just to make sure that it's going to seal really well. So my glue gun is hot, I'm going to take apart, mason jar lids have two pieces. They have like this flat piece and then the rim. I'm going to just take the flat piece for now to kind of make it go a little faster. I am going to take my glue gun and just kind of go around the rim really quickly so that I can create a nice seal. You can also do this straight on the jar lid if you'd like. I just find for picking up purposes with mason jars, it's a little easier to do the glue on the rim. So you're going to press that down really quickly so that it bonds right with the hot glue. And then you're going to take your jar lid, if you have a mason jar, and screw it on nice and tight. And this is the other place that the paper comes in really handy, because what we're going to do now is shake it, and if anything spills, it'll just spill on the paper. So I'm going to go ahead and shake it. Make sure the glue, the glitter, and the water get all nice and combined. All right, and while it's still spinning, and you'll see the glitter will spin around and then start to settle out, and you have your glitter jar.
I just like watching these. So that's how you make a glitter jar, and the really cool thing that I found out while I was looking up how to make these, what the process is, and kind of figuring out how we wanted to do this, these are actually tools that people use to help calm people who have anxiety or who are experiencing emotional stress. There are lots of people who are far more eloquent than I am how to use these. If you go and look it up, basically the idea is to focus your mind on the glitter as it settles and kind of using that time to kind of steady yourself, recollect all your emotions, and then, you know, go forward from there. If that's something you're interested in, please look it up. It is very interesting to read about and to try. I personally just like looking at the glitter. I think it's fun. So maybe there is some secret truth about why I like that. But that is it for today, for today's craft video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye!